We alive, Bay State running. We are back. 2020 Massachusetts All-State previews. I got my main man with me. My main man is here. Coach Shep.
Coach T.
Coach Taylor. I am Coach H. We are back.
Thought he wasn't going to introduce you for a second.
That's all right.
All right, we are going to go right into the girls preview.
Let's do it.
And we'll have a separate male preview after that. As always, a lot of excitement for the All-State Championship. We have a lot of great events to go over.
Yes.
And we'll get right into that. What are we going to start off with, Coach H?
We're going to start with the girls' 55 hurdles, gentlemen. And Ken, let's start with you. Ken, deep class as always. What are our thoughts going into the girls' 55 hurdles?
Oh, man, it's stacked. I'm looking at second, Jamie Chamberlain, but then I go down to 8th and 9th. I see Jody Parrott down there. Jada Johnson in 9th.
Yes.
That's why you can't go by seeds at the All-State meet. You got to look at what happened in the divisionals.
Yeah, apparently there was maybe a little bit of a gun malfunction that wasn't called back.
So we heard.
Word of mouth, but yeah, I mean, you look at after Jamie Chamberlain, who was the runner-up at the All-State meet last year as just a sophomore, so she has the ability to run well when it counts. You also got to look who else is in there.
Week, so.
Elizabeth Lee of Sharon finished 4th last year.
Yep.
Caitlin Georgeni, which we've said the Georgeni name a lot over the last couple of years.
Yep.
She's just a junior, but she finished 3rd last year. So we had a lot of underclassmen do really, really well last year. And then you can't forget Brooklyn Manna, who can do it all. But in my eyes, and I don't know where your heads are at, it's Catherine Durant. Mm-hmm. By seed time and by 8-2-0. Only one in the twos, and she's almost in the teens, so I'm going with her.
Yep. Jamie Chamberlain.
Upset special?
Yes.
I'm not going to cut out the ladies down in 8 and 9, like you said, fellas. Jody Parrott, Jada Johnson. Special shout out to Ella Gray from Plymouth South. She's going to do double duties this week. Yep. She's been running phenomenal. So girls 55 hurdles is going to...
It's stacked. She was your D4 state champ, so...
It's going to live up to its hype.
Yep.
All right, on to the girls 55-meter dash. And your top seed is Monique Malcolm. She kind of burst onto the scene last year, coming from Jamaica. She's just a junior, but she finished 3rd last year. Who's going to challenge her?
Look at the difference between 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. 7.23, 2.4, 2.5. You have 3 100ths of a point between the top 3 seeds.
Yeah.
I know it's not their top time in the field, but this is another stacked field. Look down at 6, 7, 8. You have Njemi, Bertarelli, Simon. This is an incredible field.
Flanagan.
Yeah, Stephanie Simon kind of under the radar, not only in this, but in the long jump, too. Maybe not this year because she's the number 2 seed, I think.
Right. We'll get to her later, but you're going to hear us say her name a few times.
I think it's going to take a 17 to win this. So whoever wins this in my eyes, which I think it's going to be Monique Malcolm. Yeah, I understand. I've gone with both top
Let's
seeds
keep
so
an
far.
eye out on the young lady from Austin Prep, Lauren Soboni, who's going to run the 55 and the 300.
She led her team to the D5 title on Sunday.
She's ready to roll.
She was a monster on
Madison
Sunday.
Marsh is your only other top returner in here. She finished 5th last year as a junior. She's your 3rd seed with the 7.25, so she's not too far off. So it's obviously in these races, it's at all states it tends to be a blanket finish unless you have someone like your former athlete a few years ago that's well ahead of the field. What was her name again?
Brooke.
She might have the meet record with the 6.91, Brooklyn Williams.
Oh, no, you don't say. Yeah, so, but we don't have that last year. We have a ton of girls that are in the same ballpark as each other, so we should have a real good blanket finish and may have to wait till it comes up on the Jumbotron to find out who wins.
Look out for in India and Jemmy. She's ranked number 1 in the 300, and she's in this race.
So I said Monique Malcolm. Who are you guys going with?
I like Saboni. Malcolm is the girl to beat, but I like the girl from Austin Prep.
I can't pick against Monique.
Okay.
I got to go Monique.
All right.
After watching her run last weekend.
All right, so we're gonna dive right into the distance events. We're kind of going all over the place here, but we're gonna go right into the mile, and this is kind of one of the, in my eyes, one of the easier ones to predict, even though she's not the top seed by a little bit. Lucy Jenks is your returning champion. She's run 4:45 PR at Nationals last year. She's coming off that Grand Prix W where she beat the returning mile champion
and
from
a whole
Nationals
slew
last
of
year.
other people in this field.
Yeah,
too.
and a very, very strong field. So Lucy Jenks, favorite. She's going to do a little bit more this week than a 5-minute. That was a very controlled 5 minutes. She paced her teammate earlier in the race and helped her out. Your next best returner is Emma Carimo, who sits in 4th. She's coming off injury, so she's just getting her feet back under her again. And then down in 12th, Shylar Gooley finished 4th last year. And she will just, if everything goes well, sneak into that seeded heat. So those are the top returners. Who else do you guys see in the mix?
Skylar is interesting to me because she's ranked number 1 in the 2 mile, and we'll talk about her later more, but I don't know if she's going to do the mile with this field. You have 4 athletes that are sub 5 in this field right now. Lucy Jenks, 4.4, and all of them did it together at the Grand Prix.
Yeah, it was.
You got Lucy Jenks, 4.47, Skylar Gooley, 4.56,
Bethany Steiner,
Carmel Fitzgibbon, 4.57, and like you said, Coach, Bethany Steiner, 4.59. They all went sub 5.
We may not see Carmel Fitzgibbon in the mile.
Yeah, she might wait for the 2 as well.
She had a better deuce than she did mile this past weekend. So she might they all might look at Lucy Jenks being unbeatable.
Right.
And
she's number 5 in the USA this year. So
We're-
I don't know.
yeah,
They're all looking at her.
So
they might be
thinking the
saying
same
the race
thing
is for
we
second,
are. So
right?
I mean, I know you love to give your shout outs before we all pick Lucy Jenks and move on to the next event. Do you have any more shout outs there, Coach?
I mean, you got to give the young lady out of Pope Francis, Emily Boutin, everything that she's deserved. She bounced back from cross country, and she's crushing it. She ran a tough double the other day.
Yeah,
on the win. So I believe that Emily will run really, really well.
Yeah, I mean, we're not questioning if anybody's going to run well or not. We're just saying that one girl is ahead of the rest of the field by a pretty large margin.
The other thing that I noticed in this field, looking at it holistically, you have 4 athletes that are freshmen in this field. You have a 5'18", a 5'17", and then in the top 8, Amelia Everett from Newton South at a 5'11", Ava Craniti from Lexington at 5'10". That's incredible for a freshman. Those are some really fast freshman times.
But that's a norm on the girls' side, 9th and 10th graders to be significant players in the big time races. It's just you don't see that on the guys' side like you do with the girls. But I think it was the Bishop Hendricken girl, not Bishop Hendricken, the New York team. They had 3 freshmen at the holiday
Saratoga?
challenge.
Saratoga,
yeah. It was 5 flat, 501, 501, 3 freshmen. That was absurd. All right, on to the 600, and we're going to go from one event that looks pretty locked up to another event that looks pretty locked up, and it will be less like this on the guys' side, we promise.
Yes.
With the predictions, but Michaela Page is number 1 in the USA.
That's correct.
Meet record.
She comes in with that 129.70. She's still just a junior, which is crazy to think about. We're still going to get a whole nother season and year to watch her run and do some special things. So she's your returning champion as well. She won as a sophomore. Amaya Santana finished 6th last year from Wachusett. And Olivia Diaz, as a sophomore last year, finished 4th. So those are your returning champions. Who else you guys figure is going to have some good races and maybe challenge for the top 3 spots?
Yeah, you said a lot of what I said. Michaela Page is unbelievable. I'm just going to echo what you said. She's number 1 in the U.S. You said meet record at D3 last week. She did run faster last week than the record at all states. I think she ran 129.70 last week.
Yeah, her own record. So
and it's.
The interesting thing will be if she tries to come back for the 3. It didn't really affect her last week. A little bit more competition this week.
Exactly. And then Lily Digman, the sophomore you have to give her some love because she's been killing it for 2 years. Freshman, sophomore, dominating. We all know the races for second here. You got 135 through 137, second through 8. So I really do think this could be a really close matchup.
Well,
some of these kids haven't even had competition yet.
Yeah,
I believe that there's going to be someone that's going to hit the podium from the unseeded section.
Oh,
I would not be surprised
that
by
always
that
happens.
at all.
Well, technically it has to happen. There's 8 spots, and there'll only be 6 in the seeded.
But you mean like displacements, though, right?
Yeah, because it's so close.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you, Shep. It's so
close.
No.
Well, I mean, you look in 4th, you have a 137. In 19th, you have 138. So 1 second separates.
1 second separates.
So, yeah.
It's amazing.
It'll be interesting.
This
but
is a great
another
field.
one, Michaela Page.
Michaela Page, we're there.
We don't have to dwell on the 6 too much. So let's move up to the 1,000, which I believe
good one.
This should be a
to
good
me,
race.
this could be the race of the night because not only do you have the talent up front like you had in those other races, but you also have, not only do we have these girls racing today, but this is a rematch of last week with Nicole Anderson, and Emma Sullivan of Billerica and Shepherd Hill, respectively. They had an absolute battle last week.
They shattered the D3.
251 is flying. And they are your top 2 returners as well, so everything checks out. They're the top 2 seeds. They finished 3rd and 6th last week. They had an unbelievable battle last week. So this is going to be exciting. Who has a chance? The next closest person is Iris Bergman from Concord Carlisle, who's 5 seconds off. Granted, she won her race. Sonia Nagel of Brookline won her race.
Watch out.
Who?
Go ahead. You got this.
Petrovich. No! Damn it.
Petrosevich.
Isabella Petrosevich.
She won her race. Julie Condon had a monster race, the sophomore from Marshfield, dipping under 3. I think it was a 3-second PR for her. Who else, guys? Obviously sitting in 8th.
Catherine Connolly's there. Annie Jackson.
Charlotte Kay, Newton North.
Even down at
11th. So I wrote in my notes, I just said there's 10, after Iris Bergman, the next 10 athletes are within 2 seconds of each other.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of jostling for the higher medal spots there.
I'll say
That's
what
incredible.
you were
going to
say before. You'll see girls from that unseeded heat hit the podium.
That's my theme.
Yeah. It's that unseeded heats may go sub 3. They could of course it could. There's 301 and 302s that are going to be in the unseeded.
I would keep an eye out on Sonia Nagel. That girl can close.
Yeah,
look out for she's faster than 250.
No, she ran a really quick 300 time earlier in the season.
A lot of these athletes are faster than this. Isabella Petrosevich has run a 257 this year.
How do you know that? Oh, okay. All right, I'm gonna take.
Where are you going with this?
I'm gonna stay with Nicole Sullivan.
Anderson.
You mean Nicole Anderson?
Why do I keep doing that? Nicole Anderson from Billerica. The girl's just got grit. She's going to Vanderbilt in the fall. She has that 209 from last spring. 208, 209, 208.
Yeah.
Natties.
So I'm going to take her again this week in an absolute battle with Emma again.
Where are you going?
I'm going to say that, one, I appreciate what they did last week.
Yeah.
I love the sportsmanship, guys.
Yeah, they hugged.
As soon as they finished, they hugged. That was so great for the sport, and they ran phenomenal. 2 girls broke the meet record. Let's play. I like Emma Sullivan makes adjustments this week.
I agree.
I like Emma Sullivan going to make some adjustments. Shout out Shepherd Hill.
I think she's got a chip on her shoulder after last week. I think she's going to train hard this week. I know 1 week is not going to make all the difference.
Was probably happy with the time, but
they're
always
thrilled.
I
got to go Emma Sullivan.
Yeah, you want to get the win.
Emma Sullivan on adjustments.
Back to what you said right before that, Sonia Nagel has shown that she can be patient and sit and kick in a lot of races this year.
Yes.
So don't be surprised if Sonia's just hanging on and does what she needs to do to slingshot off that turn right at the end and clip both of these girls.
Does some pacing.
But I'm gonna stick with Nicole Anderson. I said both her correct names that time. So Nicole Anderson for the win for me. All right.
Girls 3.
Back to the sprinting events. Long sprint.
Woo!
Someone else can take this one. I've been taking the charge on each one. Who wants to?
All right, girls
get us
300.
Going?
Starting with India and Jemmy from Beverly, 39.44. She's your top seed here. And then it's just so close. You have 4 girls that have broken 40. An incredible field. Jolene Murphy out of Peabody, Lauren Sabloni out of Austin Prep, and Abby Camila out of Wellesley. And we just spoke with her dad. So check out that other video that we're going to post later.
I mean, if we're talking about the top returners and who has the experience, Indy and Jemmy is actually the top returner. She finished 5th last year. Lauren Sabloni finished 9th last year. All the way down at 9th from Lexington is Aaliyah Gasolfi-McCready. She finished 7th last year. So those are our 3 top returners that actually scored points last year. Who else is going to be in the mixer here? We see...
There's going to be some newcomers. They're not newcomers.
I thought you were going to go right with the big names in the middle.
Nah, I'm going to give the young lady from Gardner all her props.
Okay.
Savannah Pineda. She has more in the tank. And Sarah Flanagan. Milford's been running real tough. And although she's a sophomore, guys, man, like a good race, we can see a plethora of girls going sub 40. And the question of the year, does Michaela Page do the double?
We won't find out until day of. Yep. So we'll see with that. But Michaela Page, and then you mentioned Abby Kamela.
I think there's one person we didn't mention yet in the top 8, Monique Malcolm.
Oh, yeah.
From Nauset. She is the D4 state champ. She destroyed the field. It wasn't even close. She has not had a horse in the race yet. I think she's going to be higher than 7th.
And
I don't think there's a doubt about that.
The interesting thing could be if it stays as it is, that would be Michaela Page and Monique Malcolm in the unseeded heat. So if Monique can just latch on and go for the ride, I mean, it's not a bad thing to be in the unseeded heat and having
not if Michaela Page runs and she's in it
and having a clear lane.
No, it's not.
That will be interesting to see. I think that it's going to be Michaela Page from the unseeded heat if she runs. If she doesn't run, I'm going to go with India and Jemmy.
Yeah.
I like the Princeton commit, but I agree with Ken. It's hard to... Let's see what Monique does. She has the 55 trials, and they're going to come back in that 4x2 or the 4x4, so we'll see what Nauset does.
She's going to have a big day.
She has a big day ahead of her.
Who are you picking? It's so tough.
I said Princeton. I'm going to go with... But the girl from Peabody, Jolene Murphy's the real deal.
No, she is,
And so is Saboni, Austin Prep, who's a softball player on the way to Princeton. So imagine if Njemi and Saboni ran at Princeton together, but one's a softball player. But guys, keep an eye out on Jolene Murphy and Lauren Saboni.
One last question: are they going sub 39 for the win?
Yes.
Is someone going sub 39?
No.
3019.
No.
3019. 3910.
So you're not saying 38 high?
3910.
Oh, okay. He said, is someone going sub 39?
No. 3910.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Girls 2 mile. We have Skylar Gooley as the top seed with right at 11. I believe she's run 10:55.
Yeah, she's
maybe even a little quicker than that. Her teammate Olivia Jones right there. And this we got to go back. Who's going to run the mile? Is Skylar going to run the mile? Is Emily Booten going to run the mile? Who's the 3rd seed here? Kylie O'Black from Lincoln Sudbury. She is your D2 champion. Hannah Doherty, Bill Ricka, she had a good race. Sarah Ross, Agawam. Those are our kind of far and away seeds, all 10 seconds separated from them. You got to imagine if Carmel Fitzgibbon decides to just focus on the 2 mile, that she's going to have a lot more in the tank and she'll be in the mix. But I see it as a 7-girl race if all these girls run. And then it's a big fight for 8th place.
I know she's only a sophomore, but if we see a semblance of what Carmel did in cross country, how can she be beaten? I know she's coming in ranked 7th here. She had done a mile and then came back in the 2 mile.
I know how she can be beaten. She can Skylar Gooley's in the field.
Yeah. If she doesn't run the mile.
Well, I mean, Skylar Gooley's. Yeah, if she doesn't run the mile, Skylar has looked so good. This season.
What about Skylar's teammate? Yeah. Shout out to the TVLs.
Yeah.
The Hillers, Olivia Jones, guys. Yeah, Olivia will be there.
But Skylar's been having the best season.
She's on fire right
of the
now.
Tandem. I mean, Kylie O'Black, she's got the 5K national qualifier.
Yep.
So
shout out to Kylie.
She'll try and hang in there as long as she can. I'm going Skylar Gooley if she doesn't run the mile.
This is a safe call. I think if Skylar, I agree.
That's it?
That's it.
Right.
TVLs. It's going back to the TVLs.
What Coach Shep says.
Oh, but you're going to just say TVLs? You're not going to say who's
well, there's a lot of TVL
athletes. The 2 girls from Hopkinton.
It's definitely going to be TVL.
They're going to work with each other.
Yeah.
So they're going 1-2 is what you're saying?
1-3, 1-2.
And I think Carmel, if she doesn't do the mile, she's going to place higher than 7th. I know that seems obvious, but I just... Yeah.
All right, girls 4x2. And when I interviewed the Peabody girls after they ran the 300, and I was like, "Oh, are you guys doing anything later?" And they're like, "Oh, we're doing the 4x2." And I was like, "Oh, how you looking to doing that?" And they're like, "Oh, we're looking to do okay." Okay, you're the number 1 seed at all states with a 144.76.
So my question, when
they were looking a little better than to do just okay.
Did you interview them after the 4x2?
After the 300.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Because my question is, they went in with a seed time. I wrote this in my notes. It's mind-blowing to me. How did they get a 5-second 4x2 PR if they had the same – they had to have the same girls in there from earlier in the season, and then they blew everybody else in the state out of the water?
No, it doesn't necessarily have to be the same girls as you qualify with.
Well, I know that, but I would assume
5
seconds is an enormous
It obviously
lead.
had to have been a new team. 5 seconds on a 4x2. So they're the top seeds. Obviously, Wellesley's going to give them all they can handle with a 144.99. Milford will be in there too. The times kind of dip off a little bit after that.
Shout out to the Milford girls. Pawtucket runs well too, but I'm with you guys.
I think Wellesley's
going to be in it.
Wellesley's there.
I think Wellesley's going to take it.
I believe Wellesley is there, and shout out to Abby Camella, but the PBD girls are serious. This is the one I'm co-signing. PBD girls 4x2 champions.
Wow.
It's about time you've been pretty direct about it.
I had to be direct with that one because they were serious.
Who are you going with?
I was the first one to say. I said Wellesley.
He went
I'm
Wellesley.
going Wellesley.
Okay.
Only because Peabody, they were unbelievable last week, but the big 5-second PR to me is
right.
It's interesting.
In my mind, if you're going to beat the race of the day, and I think it's going to be the 1,000, but if there's going to be an event that could beat that, it could be the battle of Marshfield, North Andover, Boston Latin, Concord Carlisle, Newton North, Billerica, Lexington, trying to get away from Newton South and Lucy Jenks.
Yes.
Right. You may see
you have to front load to get away from it because otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, when they have the number one seed, obviously that makes things difficult as is. But if any of these girls are hoping that they can get the win, they're going to need to get away. And this is going to be nice. It's 929, 931, 932. You got to think Boston Latin can chip away at that a little bit.
Yes, they can.
Carlisle, Karimo's back. Maybe she doubles this week.
Yep.
Newton North's got the young talent. Billerica, obviously, we know they have some studs on their team. So, to me, the 4x8 is going to be interesting. I'm gonna hold off on who I pick on
Marshfield?
this. Well, I just got to be.
What about Marshfield?
Got to be Switzerland.
Pretty good, man. Marshfield team is pretty good.
They're really, really good.
So who do you guys?
Shout out to the Rams.
Who do you guys think's gonna win the 4x8?
Oh man.
You know what? Because of their resilience, and they've ran hard, and they're very young, and their team is coming back. I like the Lady Rams on this one.
You do, huh? There's no bias here?
There's no bias because it's all on coaching. It was what Coach Ryan does. If they go fresh, I like the Rams.
Wow.
Fresh.
All right, who'd you pick?
I cannot pick against Jenks. I have to go.
Oh, I was going to say, I thought you were going to say you can't pick. I was going to say Norton's not in there, bro. You can
Whoa,
pick.
Hey. Baby Yoda, what do you pick? He's
Jinx?
green.
Yeah.
Baby Yoda's green, so he's picking Marshfield.
Oh! All right.
Picking Marshfield.
All right, on to the 4x4, and then we'll end with the field events.
Yes.
Nobody blowing the doors off with the seed times here. We have 402, 403, 403, 404, 405. It seems to be like it's going to be a 5-team race, I think, unless you guys have some sleepers out there. Natick, Newton North, Wellesley, Wachusett, and Shepherd Hill. I think is going to be the fight here.
I think we need to talk about just the last event on the track of the day, and with the girls' team score predicted to be pretty darn close this year.
Yeah.
I think with the teams that are up there between Brookline, Wellesley, and Shepherd Hill, any place could matter for them, whether it's 1 point, 2 points, 4 points.
Which happened in the D1 meet.
Exactly.
Between Lexington and
Brookline.
Exactly.
Yes.
And you had that baton in Sonia Nagel's hands, so we could see a whole lot. I do think this Newton North team has the pedigree to get this win. They've been showing it the last couple of years in this 4x4, even when they were all young. So I'm going to go with Newton North.
You know, Wellesley has an amazing senior in Camella. Shout out to Amaya Santana of Wachusett, but I might want to tip my hat.
You always love throwing that S on the end.
Wachusett. I'm sorry, Wachusett. I do like, though, the senior leadership in Shepherd Hill. I like Madison Marsh. I do like Emma Sullivan.
He's stealing my thunder.
We're on the same page,
I'm going
man.
with you. I was going to go deep. I'm going Shepherd Hill.
I like Shepherd Hill. I think Emma
like
Sullivan, Madison, their last time in a Reggie.
I think they like being ranked 5th.
Okay.
Watch out for Shepherd Hill on that one.
I agree.
Are we watching out, or is that who you think's going to win?
I like Shepherd Hill.
I'm picking Shepherd Hill.
I like Shepherd Hill.
Man,
I like that you make.
Sometimes I gotta pull it out of you guys. Yeah. All right. High jump.
Woo!
JJ.
Wow.
And
JJ.
we don't have. Nobody's hit 5'8". At least nobody hit 5'8" last week.
Right.
Yeah.
Number 1 in the state is Jada Johnson, 5'8".
Yeah, but nobody hit it last week. Maddie Croto. There's 4 girls that are the top seed because they all have 5'6". So Maddie Croto from Pentucket, Rhodesia Bernard of Dedham, Sophie Albright of Framingham, Sarah Lavery
from North Andover
finished 3rd last year from North Andover, and down in 7th, Jada Johnson finished runner-up last year. So those are your Lavery and Johnson finished 2nd and 3rd respectively last year at the All-State meet. This is high jump's tough because it's whoever has the day.
You never know with the field events.
There's some young ladies sitting down in, like we brought up Jada, Olivia Featherstone, Wakefield. There's more in her. Samantha Schoenberg from Bromfield.
Bromfield. There we go.
So and then to me, arguably one of my favorite athletes in the entire state, Stephanie Simon. Like, sitting in 11th.
That's insane.
Yeah.
12th. There's more there.
12th.
There's more.
Yeah. There's a lot more
there. There's a lot more
Stephanie
there.
Simon can do so many
I think this high jump is getting closer than we think.
She'll have a busy day, though.
I was going to say, is Simon going to save herself for long jump?
With high jump.
Yeah.
So she's going to be back and forth, and you got to imagine her biggest focus is going to be the long jump. So I'd have a tough time, and maybe she can use this as a little fire to her belly. But I'm going to say she's going to focus more on the long jump to make sure she tries to take. She's going to need everything she has to try and even give Brooklyn Manna a run. So should be interesting. I'm already jumping to the next event.
Wait, don't.
I can't make a prediction here because it's just.
I will.
Okay, go ahead.
We haven't mentioned from the junior from Dedham, Rhodesia Bernard.
We did.
I did.
Well, I'm going to mention her again. She comes in tied at the top seed at 5'6", right? This girl has ice in her veins. You interviewed her last week.
TVL's in the house.
She's awesome. She is undefeated in dual meets. She's the winner of the state coaches meet. She was the athlete of the meet there. She's the D4 state champ. She cleared 5'6" on her first height and didn't miss any clearance at all that whole day until she got to 5'8". I think she can't be stopped right now. I think Rhodesia Bernard's going to win it.
I'm going to second that.
I like that.
Jump on board. You sold me all that info.
I like that.
You did.
Bernard on the upset.
I did my homework.
Woo!
Woo!
All right, real quick, so we can move on to the long jump.
Who do I like?
Yeah, who you like?
He stole my thunder.
Okay, so
Johnson bounces back though. We're not done with Jada, but
yeah,
Bernard,
we're not done with Jada.
Bernard and Johnson.
On to the girls' long jump. Brooklyn Manna is that was a Boston accent, Manna.
Manna. You add ours to words that don't have.
From Woburn, she's got a 19.6, way ahead of the field. Your closest is your top returner, Stephanie Simon. She finished runner-up last year from Chelsea. She was under the radar last year, not so under the radar anymore. We know about you now, Stephanie. In 3rd is Jamie Chamberlain. She's your second best returner from last year. She finished 5th at the All-State meet just as a sophomore. She's the only one over 18.
Right.
Who else, guys? Who can give those 3 a run? I'd have a hard time not seeing Brooklyn Manna win this thing.
I agree. I'm going to echo it. Didn't just say Manna was very consistent in her series last week. She had 2 jumps in the high 18s, 2 jumps in the 19s. We didn't see that from Stephanie. I don't know if she was just going for broke to try to beat Brooklyn, but Brooklyn's going to be hard to. She's going to be hard to beat here. She's so consistent in her prelims and finals. She's always high 18s.
I mean, I'm picking Manna, but it does just take one jump, and Simon is not that far off. Right. She can't have a day and have a chance here.
So I see that we've discussed like who has a shot to win, but there are going to be some young ladies that have a bright future that are going to hit the podium that I want to give some salutes to. Riley Pascal from Silver Lake.
10th grader.
She's going to be back. And Kerry O'Connor from Milford. Kerry O'Connor has been having an amazing season. 300. The jump. So I think there's more in the young lady from Milford.
Her and Anna Bertarelli are going to have a busy day with all the events that they're doing.
4x2, 300,
55,
and 55 in the jump.
Yeah. Oh, you thought that was going to happen.
Whoopsie.
All right, and our final event, your top seed in the shot put is Abigail Torches from Falmouth. She is your only top finisher from last year. She finished 4th. She's over 40 feet at 40 feet 9 and 3/4. The closest to her is Shallon James of Braintree with a 39.6, and then a slew of girls in the 37s after that. So to me, it's Abigail Torches. She holds off Shallon James of Braintree for the win.
She got a PR by 1.5 feet last week.
Yep.
So I don't know if she comes back down to earth. She stays out in the stratosphere. We'll find out. But you're right. She's the one to beat right now. And but again, it's a field event. We know how field events can go.
All right, H. You interviewed our para
male athlete.
Oh, okay. So
I want to give.
What do we have for female?
We have Mia Sheldon, who is coming in seated in the girls 55 para with 11.21. She'll come back to the shot put, and then I think that's it. Mia's just doing the shot in the 55. But big salute to you, Mia, Mia Sheldon from Douglas, Mass. We appreciate everything that you do.
Just a junior.
For our para athletes.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's our girls MIA All-State Championship meet preview. Gonna be a good one. H, did you want to give some love for this past weekend?
Yeah, we'll just close on this note. We want to say thank you, Jason Sylvain and Ken Taylor, for coming in and knocking out the Division 4 and 5 meets. We also want to say, on behalf of the BSR staff, we want to thank you, the kids out there, for one, practicing hard, showing up to the Reggie, crushing it, and most important, supporting Bay State running. We do it because of you guys. So salute to the families out there and the kids who support us.
See you Saturday.
I got to give these guys some love here. Coach Shep, Coach H, you know them, you love them, but working alongside of them has taught me a lot about my career and what I want to do, and their tenacity and their passion is undeniable. And you guys are a thrill to work with.
Oh, my main man, Ken Taylor.
See you Saturday.
See you Saturday.